Hello, it is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight's headlines, we have Djibouti and Saudi Arabia strengthening ties on the sustainable economic collaboration. Africa and the World Bank discuss concessional loans in Kenya. Welcome to our newsroom. This morning, His Excellency Dileita Mohammed Dileita, the Speaker of the National Assembly, received in audience the new Turkish ambassador to Djibouti, Erdal Sarbi Ergen, in an atmosphere of cordiality. The President of the National Assembly expressed his satisfaction with the privileged relations between the two nations, underlining the constant contribution of successive ambassadors in strengthening these fraternal ties between Djibouti and Turkey. For his part, the Turkish diplomat also expressed his satisfaction with the multisectoral relations between the two countries and affirmed his commitment to working towards their continued development. He also spoke of Turkey's pledged support for the work of the Organizations of Islamic Cooperation in Turkey, notably in support of the candidacy of the Djibouti's Foreign Minister Mahmoud Ali Yusuf for the presidency of the African Union in February 2025. This diplomatic meeting testifies to the two countries' desire to consolidate and deepen their cooperation in various fields and illustrate their shared commitment to regional development and stability. The Speaker of the National Assembly, His Excellency Dileita Mohammed Dileita, received the new ambassador of the Republic of Sudan in Djibouti, His Excellency Mohammed Saeed Hassan. The secular links woven by the thread of the history of the cultures of the two brotherly peoples were on the many of the discussions. Both parties spoke of the absolute necessity for peace to return to Sudan in order to avoid further suffering and potential collapse of this great nation. The President of the National Assembly, His Excellency Dileita Mohammed Dileita, urged IGAD and the African Union to intervene firmly to restore peace. The Sudanese diplomat warmly welcomed the return of Sudanese diplomacy to support the candidacy of our Minister of Foreign Affairs, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, for the presidency of the African Union in February 2025. Ismail Gulal, Secretary General of the National Assembly, and Ali Amdan, Arab Affairs Advisor, were present at the audience. In his statement, the Minister of Labor, Omar Abdi Saeed, first emphasized the constant commitment to improving working conditions and protecting workers' rights in correlation with the visions of the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. In many countries, the 1st May is known as an ancient spring festival, but today it is better known as a Labor Day or International Workers' Day, to commemorate the historic struggles and progress made by workers around the world. Every year, demonstrations are held around the world to demand better working conditions and a stronger trade union. The day was originally marked by various organizations and workers' groups.
Que nous devons préserver et valoriser. Le 1er mai de chaque année nous donne également l'occasion de réfléchir aux progrès que nous avons accomplis en matière de protection sociale.
Secondly, the Minister of Labor highlighted the extensions of social coverage by the CNSS, underlining the commitment to equity and social solidarity. Elsewhere in the world, unions and workers are also staging May Day marches to demand better working conditions. Workers' rights remains important in the face of forecasts of rising unemployment and working poverty. Despite falling unemployment and positive employment growth, real wages fell in most countries around the world and in Djibouti as wage increases failed to keep pace with the inflation last year, says the International Labour Organization in its forecast report for 2024. Finally, the Minister of Labor, Omar Abdi Saeed, underlined the close collaboration with the international labor offices and the ratifications of the several of its conventions to improve working conditions and promote workers' rights, illustrating our commitment to international labor standards. Last year, the number of workers living in extreme poverty, earning less than $2.15 per day per person in purchasing power parity terms rose by around 1 million worldwide, says the 40, and the numbers of the workers living in moderate poverty increased by around 8.4 million, those earning less than $3.65 per day per person in PPP terms, the report adds. The Minister of Interior has announced that Wednesday, May 1st, 2024, will be a paid public holiday. This day corresponds to the Labor Day. A high-ranking delegation from Djibouti, headed by the Minister of Economy and Finance, Ilyas Moussa Dawale, is currently on mission in Riyadh, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, to attend the annual meetings of the Islamic Development Group, accompanied by senior officials from the Minister of Budget, the Minister of Economy and Finance, notably the Secretary General Simon Mibratu, as well as the Director of the Debt, respectively Mr. Abdurrahman Abdi Aden and Mr. Ali Mohammed Ali. This delegation is part in the major discussions of the event. The IDB Board of Governors meeting held on Monday, April 29, coincides with this year's with the institution's Golden Jubilee, under the evocative theme, cherishing our past sharpens our future, originality, solidarity, and prosperity. The meeting marks an important milestone in the IDB's 50 years dedicated to the socio-economic advancement of its member countries. The Minister Dawale spoke enthusiastically in his address, hailing the establishment of a concessional window by the Board of Governors designated to support development projects in low-income IDB member countries with a view to combating poverty. The meeting was attended by the Minister of Economy and Finance and of the 57 IDB member countries, providing a platform for strengthening economic relations and optimizing cooperation with partner financial institutions. And in Riyadh, the capital of Saudi Arabia, where the Djibouti delegation continues its meeting, the recent meeting with the senior officials of the Saudi Development Fund was marked by an atmosphere of cordial exchanges and shared vision far beyond its formal aspects. This meeting was an opportunity to deepen the solid relations between Djibouti and Saudi Arabia through the prism of economic and social development, led by the Minister of Economy and Finance, Ilyas Moussa Dawale. The Djibouti delegation, made up of executives from the Minister of Budget, the Minister of Economy and Finance, found an attentive ear with the President of the SDF, Sultan bin Abdurrahman Al-Marshad, and his Deputy Engineer Faisal Al-Kahtani. At the heart of the discussions were in-depth reflections on the current portfolio of projects between the two parties, as well as forward-looking explorations of new initiatives. This dynamic cooperation aims to meet Djibouti's emerging economic and social needs within the framework of shared visions of sustainable development. More than a simple working meeting, this encounter was an opportunity to strengthen the human and institutional ties between Djibouti and Saudi Arabia, two countries united by their common history and shared ambitions for a prosperous future. Today, the Minister of Agriculture closed a workshop on food security in partnership with the Food Agriculture Organization, FAO. The event provided an opportunity to present the classification analysis carried out to better understand and combat this scourge. Food security remains a major global challenge affecting millions of people every year. To respond effectively, it is crucial to have accurate data in this analysis to target the most vulnerable populations and implement concrete actions. The collaboration between the Ministry of Agriculture and the FAO is of particular importance. By joining forces, they can mobilize the necessary resources and share best practices to combat food insecurity effectively and sustainably. In this respect, classification analysis play a central role by bringing together relevant data on the various aspects of food security, such as access to food resources, availability, and socioeconomic factors. This analysis enables a better understanding of the underlying dynamics and identify the main cause of the food insecurity. The closing of the workshop, attended by the Minister of Agriculture, representative of the World Food Programme, and Food Agriculture Organization, Djibouti desk officers, and United Nations coordinator, marks the conclusions of the Integrated Food Security Classification Framework. The representative of the United Nations systems in Djibouti, Mr. Jose Barahona, said that to respond effectively, it is crucial to have accurate data and in-depth analysis to target the most vulnerable populations and implement concrete actions. The collaboration between the Ministry of Agriculture and Food, FAO, of particular importance. By joining forces, they can mobilize the necessary resources and share best practices to combat food insecurity effectively and sustainably. For his part, the Minister of Agriculture, Mohammed Ahmed Awali, said in this respect that classifications analysis play a central role by bringing together relevant data on various aspects of food security, such as access to food resources availability and socioeconomic factors. These analyses enable a better understanding of the underlying dynamics and identify the main cause of food insecurity. General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim, Chief of the General Staff of the Armed Forces, received His Excellency Mr. Hu Bin, Ambassador of the People's Republic of China to Djibouti for a working meeting at the Hotel of Officers Hassan Bassouma Hassan. During the meeting, the two dignitaries recognized the importance of bilateral military cooperation, and General Zakaria and His Excellency Hu Bin explored opportunities to strengthen ties between the armed forces of their respective nations. Discussion is also focused on common security challenges that requires a concerted approach and increased cooperation between the two countries. In this spirit, exchanges of expertise, joint training, and initiatives to promote peace and stability in the regions were envisaged. General Zakaria Sheikh Ibrahim and His Excellency Mr. Hu Bin expressed their unwavering commitment to deepening military cooperation between the Republic of Djibouti and the People's Republic of China in mutual respect and to the benefit of both countries. The Djibouti National Institute of Statistics was pleased to welcome a delegation from the Somali National Bureau of the Statistics for a 3-day working visit to Djibouti. From May 30 to 3, 2024, the meeting took place this morning at Sheraton Hotel. This study visit by the Somali National Bureau of Statistics will provide an opportunity to learn from INSTAT's recent experience, chaired by INSTAT's Director General. The workshop was also attended by the representative of the IGAD, the distinguished representatives of the German Corporation JICE, head of the IGAD's Social Development Unit, the representative of the Director General of the Somali National Bureau of Statistics, and INSTAT's officials. The main objective of the harvest is to benefit from the experience of the National Institute of Statistics of Djibouti in the realizations and management of the censuses in order to acquire new skills and knowledge.
To each and every one of you, as we convene for this crucial learning exchange focused on census methodologies and processes. Over the next 3 days, we will be delving into intricacies of data collection and analysis with specific focus on the Djibouti population and housing census, and also the upcoming Somalia population and housing census. Ladies and gentlemen, accurate, reliable, and timely data are the bedrock of evidence-based policies.
Knowledge sharing experience with the member states in IGAD's region on migration and displacement statistics. And I want to thank Djibouti for being this accommodating and also this interested in a very important thing, which is regional learning. Us at GIZ feel we have dedicated a whole component to regional learning because we feel that the most important thing actually is member states learning from each other, because it's only in the region that you create the experiences that show you what are the actual challenges.
Now listen to the General Manager of the Somali Statistics Institute.
We come here to learn from Djibouti statistics as they conduct the census for Djibouti currently. We believe we benefit a lot from this study tour. As I said, this is coming at the right time as we are preparing census for Somalia. We need to learn from your methodology. We need to ask you everything through the census journey. We need to ask you, for example, the challenges you faced during the preparation, conducting census for the country. We need to know the risk, for example, you recorded and how you mitigate it. We need to see the mistakes you made. For example, we know all we made mistakes, for example, but we have to learn from it. So we will have an opportunity to observe the real-time data collection as the data collection is ongoing. Tomorrow, I think we will visit some places in the country to see teams collecting data in the real time.
The General Director of the Djibouti National Institute of Statistics said that this workshop aims to acquire knowledge on the latest census methods and technologies, identify challenges and best practices for conducting censuses in difficult and conflict-affected contexts, and build the capacity of the Somali National Statistics Office staff to successfully conduct the 2024 census study visit can foster collaboration between IGAD member states on census data interoperability and experience sharing. Kenyan cyclist Faisal Abdullahi Abdi, a young academic and influencer committed to universal schooling and the promotions of education and peace, has arrived in Djibouti, setting off from his native Kenya. He cycled through Ethiopia and Somalia before arriving this morning in Djibouti, where he returned via Lo'adda, welcomed by a welcoming committee made up of the professional cycle of Menfop and the University of Djibouti. Shortly after his arrival, he cycled to Arta, where he will begin a tour that will take him successively to a number of localities in the 5 regions of the interior. Originally from the rural Kenya, the young cyclist has witnessed firsthand the challenges facing community in terms of access to education. Drawing on this experience, he is committed to using his cycling journey as a platform to raise awareness and mobilize for universal education, particularly in rural areas of the Horn of Africa. His deep convictions in the transformative power of education prompted him to embark on this daring journey to bring a message of hope and opportunity to those who need it most. In addition to raising awareness about education, the young influencer also devotes a significant part of his cycling trip to promoting peace and inter-community understandings in a region often marked by conflict and tensions. His messages of tolerance and peaceful coexistence resonates deeply. By meeting local communities, sharing inspiring stories, and encouraging dialogue, he works to create an environment conducive to building a harmonious and prosperous future for all.
Faisal carta kusoo dhaweynay soo dhawow baan ka leenahay carta kusoo dhawow.
The young Kenyan cyclist Faisal Abdullahi Abdi said that he has witnessed firsthand the challenges facing communities in terms of access to education. Drawing on this experience, he is committed to using his cycling journey as a platform to raise awareness and mobilize for universal education, particularly in rural areas of the Horn of Africa. The closing of training seminar on setting up and administrative management of projects with the presentations of certificate to recipients on Sunday, April 28, 2024, under the patronage of the Minister of Youth and Culture. The People's Palace was a venue for the closing. For the closing of the training seminar on setting up and administrative management of projects for senior executives and directors of Community Development Center. In addition to the minister, the trainers and advisors to the Secretary General of the CONFIGES, Mr. Modibo, the Senior Technical Advisor Idris Musa, the Technical Advisor for Communications, Ms. Medina Saleh Ali, the Director of Social Integration and Volunteering, the Director of the Regions, and the beneficiaries of the training. Several MGC executives were also present at the event. At the opening of the closing ceremony, Coordinator Mariam presented the report on the course, which lasted from April 24 to 27, 2024, as well as the reactions of the recipient who had benefited from the training. The latter declared themselves delighted with the new knowledge they had acquired, which they promised to put into the practices with a view to the promotion and development of young people. A delegation from the Commercial and Industrial Red Sea Bank, led by the Director of Sales, Frederic Samut, had the privilege of visiting Tujera for a fruitful meeting with the local merchant. This event, organized in a spirit of proximity and collaboration, was honored by the presence of the Prefect Mohammed Abbas of Tujera, as well as other local authorities and merchants. This initiative bears witness to the BCIMR deep commitment to the economic player in the Tujera region. By establishing this direct contact with the local merchants, BCIMR is demonstrating its unwavering commitment to actively contributing to their success and to the region's economic development. The meeting provided an opportunity to discuss the challenges and opportunities facing local merchants, as well as financial solutions and banking services tailored to their need. The presence of local authorities also provided an opportunity to deepen the collaboration between BCIMR and the government institutions with the aim of effectively supporting the local economic fabric. For the international scene, the head of state from across the continent are meeting World Bank officials in Nairobi, Kenya. On Monday, the meeting will focus on relations between the International Development Association and the continent. These subsidiaries of the World Bank is known for its loans on very favorable terms aimed at programs to combat poverty. It is very easy to have hope when we are together. Anywhere in Africa, you feel the sun in your face, the wind at your back, the fertile mineral-rich earth beneath your feet, and above all, you feel the infectious energy of young people. But these are the ingredients that can fuel the future, said Ajay Banga, president of the World Bank Group. Last year, IDA allocated 18 billion US dollar to African countries. Its model is in line with the continent's expectations, according to the Kenyan president. Unlike other of financing, IDA stands out for its rapid and decisive actions during the crisis, thanks to its demand-driven programs and concessional loans over 40 to 50 years. Borrowing countries can pursue long-term sustainable development strategy, explains the Kenyan president. This is what we have been waiting for. We now want to discuss it constructively at this meeting. IDA has projects in 75 countries, including 39 in Africa. And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.